The U.S. women's soccer team defeated Japan on Sunday to win the World Cup for the third time. And this brings to light two issues despite this historic win. One, inequality, and the other one, racism. Let me start with inequality. This team, the women's team, is going to collect $2 million from FIFA. This, obviously, is a joke compared to the $8 million in prize money awarded to the men's team who lose in the first round. Every men's team was awarded $1.5 million just for participating. So we have the champions, third time winning the World Cup, and they get a fraction, the graphic is pretty clear, a fraction of what the men's team that loses in the first round gets as a prize.
We'll institutionalize sexism by differentiating the number women get versus the number men get. That's nothing new, Jose. That's been going on since women began working. My question would be, is it based on ratings or scores, or maybe more viewers watch men than they do women?
Not at all. Actually, the final was the highest rating that a single network had on a soccer game ever. Is historic in many, many levels. The interest in the United States, at least for women's soccer, has been very, very high for a long, long time. They're a world power in this game. But sadly, they are facing conditions that the men counterparts will never, ever endure. One very famous just from the whole length of the tournament was the fact that they will be playing this tournament in turf. Star players, men's star players will never, ever accept this. They will go on strike. Women were forced. They even went to the extent of putting a legal proceeding to stop FIFA from holding this as a discrimination
case.
Yes,
right.
And they decided to drop it because they figured out that even if they lost, FIFA wouldn't make the change. We can see how harsh. Everyone that plays soccer and turf knows that it's very dangerous. Not only that, the temperature of the pitch raises at between 20 and 30 Fahrenheit degrees. So these girls were playing really, really high level, high intensity soccer at conditions that no other professional player is forced to. And I think it's sad. I think this needs to change.
Well, Jose, not only does that stink, and that should definitely change. I'm with you on that. This is institutionalized sexism at its core. Women should be earning just as much as men do for the same job.
Same conditions
no
of game, too.
What's more interesting, I mean, that's going on, and then also speaking to the racism comments that you had alluded to earlier, the Twitterverse lit up with comments over apparently the women's team. They were playing the Japanese women, and 5-2 winning for the women's team. And apparently, one of the tweets, it read, "Hey Japan," that one was for Pearl Harbor, to which it was retweeted 15,000 times. And that speaks to a larger issue of racism going on within the game itself, not just within FIFA, but fans, interchanging these comments on Twitter.
I mean, the origin of the game in itself has been a geographical competition. It's always there's an element of pride into it, but sometimes fans just take it too far. I think this is uncalled for. This is a moment of celebration. We've come so far, and the World Games, the World Cups are always a reason for us to come together different. But the reality is that it's always a troll sitting on a basement, tweeting out
15,000 times, Jose.
I
mean, that's no troll. That's like a movement.
I don't think it's just a movement, because a lot of people might just it's easy to retweet something. I don't think that it's a good indication of necessarily a persecution of Asians. I think people just think that they know history and they want to be clever about it, and they just turn out to be really stupid with their jokes.
Right, or maybe deeply seated within the American psyche, there's still resentment because of the bombing of Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, of course there's going to be resentment, but I think we need to grow out of that as well as we are asking in the debate of race with the black Americans and the white Americans. We also need to be knowing that this is just a stupid joke that got out of control. At the same time, they were not the only ones that put out a tweet that was offensive. Also, the English Federation came out with their own tweet saying that their lionesses will go back to be mothers, wives, and sisters after the World Cup. And Twitter just went wild with it. And I think it shows that even if your federation is putting that out, thinking that it will be read correctly, if there's such a thing, it's sad to see that that women are not respected, even from their own federations. Okay, it's sad. It's really sad.
Not to cut you off, but there are some women reading that going, who gives a shit? That's really kind of, You know, they're celebrating women for who they are. They're calling them lionesses. I mean, they're telling them that they're welcome back. I mean, I get what you're saying, these conformist gender roles, they play to identity. I don't necessarily think that's what they're doing there, but if you do,
well, there
then
was thousands and thousands of people around Twitter that thought that defining a woman because she's a mother or a wife or a sister. But I think it's the context of, yes, I'm going to allow you to go and play pretend and be a soccer star in the world stage, and then go back to your place, the kitchen with your kids and your daughters and I think that's disrespectful, and it cuts the progress of women and the idea of younger girls that watch these games with a dream of achieving.
Right. I mean,
but then you tell them, well, you can
that.
achieve, but then at the end of the 6 weeks of tournament, you have to go back to be your role, your woman role that we have created for you. I think that's sad, it's pathetic, and I hope that we move away from that. I really do.
I mean, one interpretation, but I respectfully disagree. I sort of like their tweet just a little. It might be a cultural thing, who knows? But that one didn't offend me as much as, hey, Japan, that one was for Pearl Harbor. I mean, that was pretty outrageous. But neither here nor there. Women should be treated fairly in all manners.
I think so. Let us know how you feel about this situation. Where do you stand? Leave us your comments and please subscribe to the Lib TV too.